Hi everybody, I'm Rook. Welcome to the table. Got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel deck profile for you today. One of my more recent favorites, having a lot of fun with this deck. Not necessarily a competitive deck, but I have sniped a couple wins off of Gravekeepers, Blade Knight Control, those top decks. I love using this deck. It's very fast, hits you right in the face. This is the Enchanting Fitting Room deck. So I'm going to break it down for you. Here we go. We start off with our skill, which is Hidden Parasite. Have you guys seen this one? I love Hidden Parasite. Hey, I don't know what skill to use in my deck. Guess what? I'm going to use Hidden Parasite. Why? Because of the bug spray. Ooh, that Eradicating Aerosol is so amazing. It's a great filler. That or Lucky Day Dice Foon would also work. Really depends on how many monsters your opponent's running, or if your opponent's setting very heavy back row, maybe you want to side in Lucky Day with Dice Foons. But in this particular build, I'm running Hidden Parasite with the Eradicating Aerosol. So Hidden Parasite turns all face-up monsters into insect types for the turn, and then that combos perfectly into Eradicating Aerosol, which destroys all insect monsters on the field. So really great if your opponent has a strong field that you just don't know how to get over. The only downside to the card is you can only activate it twice in a duel, which is still, I think, pretty broken. And you do half attack damage, half life point damage that turn they activated it. So I can't just spray him and then summon my whole field and then one turn kill him. So Hidden Parasite, really great skill for the Enchanting Fitting Room deck. Let's go to monsters. Monsters, not too much to explain. A lot of normal monsters. In fact, all normal monsters. No effect monsters in this deck, and I'll tell you why. We got Sonic Duck, 3 Sonic Ducks. Sonic Duck, normal monsters, 1700 attack, 700 defense. Really strong 3-star normal monster. Followed up with Dragon Zombie, another 3-star monster. Normal zombie monster that is 1600 attack and 0 defense. And the last monster I run is 2 Armored Zombie. Another 3-star monster. Zombie monster, 1500 attack and 0 defense. Now, the reason I am running these 8 monsters that you see here before you is for a couple reasons. 1, they're all 3 stars. 2, they're all normal. 3, they happen to have the highest attack power of the normal 3-star monsters in the format right now. And the reason why I'm only running normal monsters that are 3 stars is for the Enchanting Fitting Room, which is definitely the money card. Well, it's not the money card, but it's definitely the card you want to see in the deck. Enchanting Fitting Room right here. You're going to excavate the top 4 cards of your deck. Excavate, yes. So you are showing them to your opponent, and you can special summon as many level 3-star or lower normal monsters that you excavate from that. You have to pay 800 life points to activate this spell, but then you're excavating the top 4 cards of your deck. This is where you're going to see your Sonic Ducks, your Dragon Zombies, your Armored Zombies, and then you're going to get them all in the field. So the goal of the deck is to use Enchanting Fitting Room, pay those life points, but then flood your field with 1600 attack, 1700 attack monsters that your opponent's going to have a hard time to deal with, and there's just going to be so many of them. Now, a lot of decks will run 3 Armored Zombie, 3 Dragon Zombie, 3 Sonic Duck, but I did reduce Armored Zombie to 2 because I found that I'm drawing him a little too much, and Sonic Duck, Dragon Zombie, obviously better cards than Armored Zombie in terms of attack, so if I had to eliminate one, I was going to eliminate Armored Zombie. The worst hand that you are going to get in this deck is a hand that's all normal monsters, so you don't have your Enchanted Fitting Room and you have normal monsters, because then you're left to normal summon, and that's just not how the deck should be played. Then you're going to fall behind very quickly. So moving on, Enchanting Fitting Room, best card you want to draw in your opening hand. Next we have Order to Charge, which complements this deck so well. Nice shiny Order to Charge is there. You contribute 1 non-token normal monster you control to destroy a monster your opponent controls. So there you go. Enchanting Fitting Room is going to get out Sonic Duck, Dragon Zombie, Armored Zombie. Now you have Order to Charge. It is a quick play spell, which is great. You can set it if you'd like. You can play it on your turn. And what it's going to do is you can tribute the Armored Zombie that you just summoned with Enchanting Fitting Room, and you can destroy that Serpent Night Dragon. You can destroy that Blue Eyes. You can destroy, I don't know what other boss monster, Gravekeeper's Oracle. You can destroy pretty much anything. So Order to Charge is how this deck deals with individual boss monsters. That plus Eradicating Aerosol is fantastic in controlling the board in general. Here's the Eradicating Aerosol. I run 2 because I do have a chance to do it twice in a duel. Hidden Parasite allows you to activate it twice, changes all the monsters to face-up attack, face-up insect, and then you can Eradicating Aerosol to spray them down. Now, one thing about Eradicating Aerosol that I will say, I'm sure you guys have seen this and know this already, is that all monsters turn to insect type. So, if I have a Sonic Duck, Dragon Zombie, Armored Zombie on the field, and then I Eradicating Aerosol, guess what? Those monsters are going down too. So really good if you have a huge disadvantage. Your opponent is running the board full of monsters and you have nothing. You top deck that aerosol. There you go. Now you're back in the game all of a sudden. So those are the spells, and I do have some traps here. Not sure about this, but I run 1 Common Cherry. Common Charity is pretty simple. You draw 2 cards, and then you can banish a normal monster. The card works really well in this deck because all of my monsters are normal monsters. So if I have that hand that's dead, full of normal monsters, I didn't get the Enchanting Fitting Room, I'm stuck having to normal summon and normal summon, I'm not getting the other cards I need. Common Charity might help kind of grease the wheels and get the cards that I need. So I have to set it. It is a trap, so I have to set it first, and then I can activate it to draw 2 cards and banish a normal monster. So it's good. I just run 1 because it's not typically what you're seeing is hopefully you're drawing the Enchanting Fitting Room really first turn or very soon, and the goal is you're not having a lot of those normal monsters in your hand. But Common Charity's there in case you do, in case you get stuck. 3 more traps. 2 Windstorm of Itaqua. Windstorm of Itaqua because it is one of my favorite traps. 2 deflect attacks, changes all battle positions your opponent controls. Now, really, this is the most safe trap, I'd say, in regards to keeping my monsters safe. But depending on what kind of deck that you're playing against, maybe you want to switch those out for kunais. Maybe you want to switch those out for security orbs. It really depends on the kind of deck your opponent's playing. And if their goal is to fill the field with a bunch of monsters, yes, Windstorm is great. But maybe if they rely on one boss monster, like for example, say Blade Knight, you say Gravekeeper's Oracle, maybe a kunai with chain or a security orb it'll have the same effect because it's just one, but also there's a bonus effect with kunai being able to equip to a monster as an equipped weapon, and security orb, if your opponent's running, say, Night Beam, Dust Tornado, it can really be menacing and destroy a monster of theirs if it gets popped that way. So 2 Windstorm of Itaqua, and then final trap, just a Dust Tornado. This deck has really no magic removal. It has a lot of monster removal with Eradicating Aerosol and Order to Charge, but no real magic removal. So I have the Dust Tornado in there just to kind of balance it out in case there's something really annoying that I need to get rid of, like Dinosaur Kingdom, any sort of back row where maybe all I need is just eliminate that so I can play my turn out the way I want to. Yeah, I think that magic removal just kind of makes the deck, puts it in a very viable spot. So there it is, the Enchanted Fitting Room deck. Look at all those normal monsters, the Sonic Ducks, and you don't think this deck would work, but it does. I can't. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's draw a practice hand. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this deck works. So I got Hidden Parasite out. Pay no attention as I shuffle. These sleeves are brand new. So that's a nice, easy shuffle. You can hear that shuffling sound, a little ASMR for you. All right, let's draw an opening hand. Let's say I'm going first. I'm going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have, what do I have? Sonic Duck, Enchanted Fitting Room, Eradicating Aerosol. So, turn 1, Enchanted Fitting Room. Let's excavate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we see 3 normal monsters there on the excavate. I'm going to special summon both Sonic Ducks to the field. These 2, the Dust Tornado, Dragon Zombie, they get shuffled into the deck. I paid 800 life points for that to happen because of Enchanted Fitting Room. And then guess what? I had that 3rd Sonic Duck. I'm going to normal summon that. Now, these cards are going to be worthless. Definitely don't want this now that I have a full field and another Enchanting Fitting Room. That's kind of bogus if you just did it. So maybe I'll set one of these as a bluff. But you have 3 Sonic Ducks on the field right away. That's 1,700 attack per duck. That is fantastic. So your opponent will find that they're going to have a hard time. If you get something like this off on turn 1, they're going to find that they have a hard time dealing with that. There may be some monsters that shut you down pretty quickly, like if they get something out like Serpent Knight right away, where you can't beat over it. And maybe that's where the kunai would come into play if you want to side those, depending on what you're playing. But I like this deck a lot. It's pretty speedy. And I think it surprises people. It definitely takes out, I was messing around with it on Dueling Book and locally, and it's beating stuff like Tribal Synergy and Gravekeepers and having a great time. I find that it's relatively consistent as long as you can get Enchanted Fitting Room out, but definitely a good mix-up. So I recommend you guys build the deck. It's really doesn't cost that much to build it all. I think the Dust Tornado is like $5. The Windstorms are a little expensive, but everything else pretty much you see as just commons in boosters, or the Order to Charges, for example, that's in the structure decks. So however you guys want to build it is fine, but I really, really insist that you guys try this one out. It's fantastic. And I also did a video about a matchup where we saw this deck in action too. You can check that out as well. So thanks everybody. I hope you guys like watching this. I love making these for you guys. Feel free to let me know what else you'd put in the deck, but I think you guys would have a real blast with this one. So thanks everybody. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.